Hello and welcome to the Utah Puck Report. It's episode 499. 499. That's never thought I never thought I'd make it this far. I'm your host, Jay Stevens. I'm your friend in hockey, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to talk hockey. My longtime friend Bill McCloud. Bill, you're a hockey everything, you're a hockey enthusiast. You go and you watch you get to watch all the Utah hockey games and you help run the Utah Outliers. So you're around hockey all the time. And we're going to
Yeah,
pick on your brain and get some knowledge, and then we'll find out what's going on with the Utah Outliers.
yeah, for sure.
So last night's game kind of had some ups and downs, had some real opportunity to disappoint or some opportunity to start things on the right road. And what did you think when the game started? How did you think things were going? And catch us up before the third period.
It's a typical Utah Hockey Club season. It's like you're at an amusement park and you're on that roller coaster, and you're going up the hill and then down the hill. And that's how that game was too. It's been a typical season. But, they started the first period out and I was like, yeah, we're moving along. And then started doing the same thing, turnovers and, pushing plays and trying to force things. And I think that's where their mistakes have been. But in the end, in the third period, I don't know what Andre Tournier did, but he had a good talk with him, it sounds like. And they came out in the third period, and I was shocked. It's like, here we go. So, but then as a fan, you're like, when's it going to end? When are they going to give it up? Are they going to? And they came through for us. It was like Christmas morning this morning, waking up and being like coming off of the high of a Utah Hockey Club win. So it was fun times.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when Lawson Krause scored the first goal, I was like, all right, that's what we needed, right? We needed to get the right group going. You need to get that third line, get some momentum going, get something else, other
Yeah.
people chipping in rather than just Cooley and Gunther and Keller. And I thought, all right, Lawson, the monkey's off his back. This is gonna go. But then we give up a goal immediately after that. And I was like, and to think that
Yeah.
Kadri had anything to do with it. Um, I know it's because of the flu bug going around. What
Yeah.
do you think? I think there's a little bit more um energy, I guess, maybe a little more. I don't want to say bitterness, but when Spicy Tuna's in the lineup, when you get Liam O'Brien going, it seems to change how we play a little bit. Do you see that as well, or am I just up in the night?
I, I do, especially, having Bertuzzo back. I mean, that helped too. I mean, when you get Spicy Tuna on the ice, the energy, when the things he brings, just when he's out and about with people, you can't imagine what he's like in the locker room. I got the privilege of seeing him do the starting lineup for the Utah Outliers. Man, that guy's got some fire with him. And so I can imagine he brings that to the bench and the things he does on the ice with his big hits and his big, he's not a big playmaker, but what he does do is create that positive energy on the ice, and it gives the team that spark that they need sometimes. And I think having him back those last two games have really helped do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, for not being known for scoring, he
Yeah.
was constantly around the net, creating and almost scoring on almost like it seemed like every shift he was doing something where you had to say his name because he was involved in the play. And I love that, it seems because I felt like a couple games ago, Cooley got a little manhandled, and that
Yeah.
wasn't going to happen with Tuna in the lineup. Like I think that helps, but I don't know that who you take out of the lineup normally to put him in. It's not because Michelli,
Yeah.
he's out because of the flu, but you don't want him out of the lineup. He brings so much to the lineup otherwise. I just don't know where you fit a guy like it.
You know,
I,
and and you get a guy like Spicy Tune as well. O'Brien, when he sits out for so long and you're a healthy scratch and you want to just play, you bring a guy like that back and he's going to have a little energy from sitting on the bench, and plus he's going to prove himself, to make sure he's part of this team and to say, hey, I want to be a part of things too. So of course he's going to play hard. And so, it was good to see him on the ice. He's Utah's favorite player, I think.
yeah, he really is, and that's because exactly what you were talking about. He just brings so much energy to those interviews. And he got up on stage on the Meet the Team night. Nobody knew who anybody was. And he's like, you could call me Spicy too. And like he was just pumping the crowd. And that's how
Yeah.
he is in the locker room. All right. So that was huge for us to pick up points against Calgary. Now the team goes into Dallas. And I'll tell you, um, we're fifth in our division right now, but we're 7 points behind Dallas, who's fourth in the division. But in the
Yeah.
conference, when you start looking at overall conference for, a wild card spot, then we're 10th in the conference, 3 points behind Calgary, 4 points behind Vancouver. That's very reachable for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dallas is going to be a tough test. And like you and I were talking before, the internet trolls are going to say whatever they're going to say. The team is basically where they were last year, but they dropped 14 in a row last year, and the playoffs were unattainable.
Yeah.
I cannot see that happening to this team this year.
I agree. I think, I tell a lot of people, I see the team, at least hitting the wild card this year. And they all like, oh, you're crazy. Again, the trolls and the people that don't understand all the dynamics that go into the game. And I think they're in the same place as they were last year, but I think they have a little more stability, which is what they need. And this flu thing going around, they were on, for their 10 games for everybody else in the NHL, they were the best in the league for 10 games, and so it proves that they've got, they're capable of doing it. And so I think we're just, once they can get healthy and get rid of this flu bug, it really does have an impact on them, and I think they've run their course on it, and, the game proved that. So, I think they're in a different situation, and I see good things for them. I think they're within reach of all the other teams, especially Dallas. They had a couple of bad games with them, and I think this team's the team that Dallas is going to have to struggle with.
Yeah, I am interested to see how Utah plays in Dallas tomorrow night. Um, it's going to come down to staying out of the box, and I know that's something that keeps coming up, and that was something in the game last night against Calgary. When we started getting momentum and we scored a goal and it's 3-3, and then Keller took a penalty that was so uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, is this what's going to happen now? Are we going to go shorthanded and blow this? And we didn't. There
Yeah.
weren't like we had 6 penalties yesterday, which is too many.
Yeah.
It's less now. Our PK is 15th in the NHL at 81% basically, which is really good. Like 81%'s decent. The power play's at 22%. I know I was always taught the minimum standard for your power play has got to be 25%. You guys got to be producing 25% of the time.
Yeah.
And the penalty kill, you want 80, well, obviously you want 100% kill, but if you can keep it 80 to 85%, you're going to win games.
Yeah. I think the keys to these guys finding a way to have a good second half is, discipline. The other night I was watching him play and he got hit in the neutral zone. The play's gone, but he comes around and he got away with it. But, little stuff like that, he cross checks the player in the neutral zone. Having the discipline to stay out of the box just comes with maturity. And I think it just proves we have a young team, which is fine, but it also brings us some excitement during the games, and so I hope that they can overcome some of that stuff. And when they're playing hard, they can still play like that. And then, of course, they're scoring goals when Keller and those guys are, doing what they do. And then Connor Ingram's on his way back. He's down in Tucson right now rehabbing. So that's good news for the team. So, I think we've got a great chance to finish out strong. And I hope that they can keep this play up.
Yeah, I think so as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Connor. Because Veggie's just been playing out of his head, solid. Last night's save percentage wasn't great, but I don't blame any of those goals on him. He got absolutely left out to dry on one of the goals. But he's been above the save percentage leaders in the NHL so far this season. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. Another thing that I watched all day, and that I watch every Christmas, is the World Juniors. And your Utah Outliers.
Oh yeah.
You have a player from the Utah Outliers playing for Kazakhstan. They've been eliminated yesterday, unfortunately, but actually before that, right? But
yeah,
how cool is it to see one of your boys out there?
It was really cool. Magjan Sagadiev from Kazakhstan, he got to go play with them. And so, to represent the Outliers on the World Junior stage is huge. It's good for the team. It says what kind of talent we bring into the team and, the level of hockey we produce here. And so to have him there, unfortunately the team didn't, play as well as they could have. But Team USA is tearing it up right now. So I'm really hoping for a Team USA championship. We'll see what happens though.
Would be crazy to see the US get back-to-back world championships. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping for, obviously.
Yeah.
It's tough. On my, I'm at the firehouse right now, and one of the members of my crew is from Calgary. So we got to work this morning. I looked out, he just kind of looked away from me. He's like, I didn't even want to come to work today. He's like, because, first off, US beats Canada, and then Canada loses out in the quarterfinals again,
Yep.
and all because of discipline,
Yeah.
which we've seen that cost us games as well.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
then Utah goes to Calgary and beats his beloved Flames. That's a lot. But good for us. Good for
Yeah.
Utah, good for the US.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
what's going on this weekend? You guys got games? Who's in town?
Yeah, we got Pueblo Bulls tonight, 7:05 p.m. puck drop at the Acorn Ice Arena. And then tomorrow night, we've got our in-state rivalry against the Ogden Mustangs. Should be a great game. We're behind both of those teams with points. So should be hopefully it's an opportunity for us to gain some ground. We're in third place. So, hopefully the weekend goes well for us. I know the boys have been changing some things up and practicing. We're doing some fun things. We're giving away some NHL hockey tickets on Saturday night. So if anybody's in town and they want a chance to score some tickets and not have to pay a lot of money for them, come down to the games. So we're giving them
Yeah,
away.
that sounds like a great deal. How much does it cost to get into an Outliers game?
It's $12 for adults, $10 for kids, and then we do offer veterans discounts and student discounts if you come to the door and ask for it. So, but it's a pretty, I don't want to say cheap because it's great hockey, but it's a good way to take a family out for a night of hockey and see some great hockey and not break the bank.
Yeah, inexpensive. You don't have to say cheap. You can say inexpensive.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I enjoy watching it, and I'll tell you, even just watching the guys practice and stuff, you get pretty excited. It's good. It's high quality hockey. It's fun to watch. Some of those kids are going to go on and play NCAA Division III or Division I or whatever. But for the price of a movie ticket, you can go watch some good hockey. And we can't say that it's, you can give away some tickets. You can win tickets while you're there, which is cool. To get
Yeah.
pay $12, go watch some fun hockey and have the potential of winning some expensive tickets to the Utah Hockey Club. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. So, with junior hockey and Utah, obviously, in all the groups we're still learning. A lot of them are still learning what junior hockey is, and so it's a great stepping stone to college and professional hockey in Europe and in the United States. And I don't think enough people in Utah realize that, and so they don't know that they're coming to watch some of these players and they're going to go play up on high levels of hockey. So, it's educating the public and getting them out here, and so. That's what's kind of the fun part about it is helping all these Utah fans learn about hockey.
So your league ages out at 20, right? Or 19?
Yes, yeah, just like regular junior.
Okay.
20.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're looking at the best 16 to 20-year-olds around, and they're right here playing. We've got, what, 3 teams in Salt Lake? We got Outliers, Mustangs. Is there a third team or no?
Just 2 this year.
2 this year. Okay.
No, the Provo Predators moved up to to Casper, sorry. And so, yeah, we've got just the 2 in-state rivals right now, the Mustangs and us. And that's amazing hockey. Both teams, they find something different to every single game, and no matter what place they're in or, how bad the teams are playing. You bring the Ogden Mustangs and the Utah Outliers together, and it's electric hockey. It really is fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a playoff every game that you guys play each other. It's
Yeah.
it's that intensity, that rivalry, a lot of fun. If I wasn't working, I'd be there this weekend. I love watching when you 2 teams play.
Yeah.
I coached with Ogden, so I might be a little biased one way, but I also skated with you guys a few times. I e-bugged for you.
Yeah.
So not many 50-year-olds are lacing it up to go take a couple of practices with the junior teams, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, man. Well, hopefully everybody comes. So Friday and Saturday, 7 o'clock Acorn.
Yeah, 7 o'clock on Friday, 6:35 on Saturday. So we do have a different start time on. So
Very good. And we've got Utah Hockey Club plays in Dallas. We've got all kinds of hockey going on this weekend. So next week, episode 500, It's going to be kind of a big deal. And I got some big guests coming out, but we're going to
Nice.
spread it out. So next week,
Okay.
I'm going to talk Utah Hockey Club with Ryan and Ashley Smith. And
Nice.
so if you're listening, or Bill, or like if you've got some questions you want to ask, get them to me. I'm going right to the source. I'm going to talk to Ryan and Ashley, and we're going to find out, because there's no way they knew what they were getting themselves into when they bought an NHL team. And my guess
They're
is
doing
hockey has
great though.
changed their lives.
Yeah, it has. They're doing a great job. I'm really impressed with, how well they've come this far, and you can show I think they're doing awesome. So just let them know I think they're doing a good job, and we're appreciative of them bringing hockey to Utah.
Yeah, I absolutely will. And if anybody else has questions, let me know. Make sure you go catch these games, man. You're going to want to watch these Outliers. And Bill, thanks for being on the show. And that is the Utah Puck Report. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Utah Puck Report. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Rate us, leave us feedback, let us know what you want us to do better. Big thanks to our sponsors, Only Crowns. Love having a dentist sponsor for the hockey podcast. Check them out at onlycrowns.com. Thanks to KSL Sports, the Utah Hockey Club, Madison Miller, and Tegan Stevens for producing. And thanks to the American Hitmen for that awesome intro song. We'll see you next week.